Vian left the busy streets of the city behind her and started to think about her old life. She had not visited the place where she grew up for a long time, but now she felt a strong urge to go back. Maybe she missed the old days or wanted to see something familiar. She walked into a small and cozy coffee shop on the corner of the street. She saw a man sitting at a table and her heart jumped. It was Jimin, the boy she liked a lot when she was in high school. He looked even more handsome than before, with a soft face and a nice smile. His smile made her feel happy and excited. Jimin, Vian said quietly, not sure if it was really him. Jimin looked up and saw her. He was shocked and happy at the same time. Vian, is that really you? He said with a big smile. They hugged each other and laughed. They felt like they were young again and nothing had changed. Vian and Jimin drank hot coffee and talked about what they had done since they last met. Jimin told her about how he worked hard and became the CEO of a big company. Vian told him about how she visited many different places in the world. You are the boss of a company? I am surprised, Vian said, looking at him with respect. Jimin laughed, moving his hand over his hair. Life is strange, right? And you? What have you been doing? Vian smiled gently. Oh, you know many things, but nothing as amazing as being the CEO of a company. They talked easily, laughing together and looking at each other. They felt like they had not been apart for a long time. Vian felt happy and safe when she was with Jimin. She liked being close to him and talking to him. He was different from before. He seemed more grown up and sure of himself. He was very attractive to her. Vian wanted to know more about him. Do you have a girlfriend or are you married? Jimin looked sad for a moment. No, I don't. I was married to a woman before, but we didn't get along. We got divorced. I have a little girl, Hannah. She is very important to me. I love her very much. Vian felt sorry for him. She thought it must be hard to raise a child alone. I'm sorry that your marriage didn't work out, but Hannah is very lucky. You are a good father to her. They talked more about their lives. They told each other about the people they had dated and the problems they had faced. They listened to each other and understood each other. They felt a special bond between them. They didn't need to say everything. They could feel what the other person was thinking and feeling. The night was almost over. Jimin and Ryan walked to Ryan's car. It was cold outside, but they felt warm and cozy together. I had a lot of fun with you tonight. He looked at Ryan's eyes. He wanted to know what she was thinking. She could hear her heart beating fast. Me too. It felt like we were young again. Jimin moved his hand and he fixed Ryan's hair. Ryan, I have something to ask you. Do you want to see me again? Maybe we can have dinner tomorrow night? Ryan's breath caught in her throat. She looked into Jimin's eyes. She saw that he was nervous and hopeful, a smile spreading across her face. I would love that, Jimin, more than anything. They said goodbye to each other. Ryan felt very happy and excited. She felt like something new and good was going to happen. She got in her car and drove away. She thought that no matter what happened next, she was ready to try to love again. Ryan was waiting for Jimin at the small and nice restaurant they had picked for their dinner date. It was the next night after they had met again. Ryan was nervous and she played with her napkin. She wondered what would happen tonight. Would they feel the same way as before, or was it too late? Ryan's heart jumped when she saw Jimin come in. He smiled big and bright. He wore a nice suit, and Ryan thought he looked very good. She felt very happy to see him. Ryan, he gave her a soft on her cheek. You are very beautiful. Ryan felt her face get. She said thank you, and she felt less nervous when he was with her. They sat down at their table and they talked easily. They made jokes and told each other about their lives. They enjoyed every minute as they felt the same way they had felt a long time ago. The night was going on, and Ryan told Jimin many things about herself. She told him what she wanted to do and what she was afraid of, and what she hoped for and what she cared about. She knew that he got her like no one else ever did. I feel very good with you. I have never felt like this with anyone else. She said it very quietly. Jimin reached across the table, taking her hand in his. Ryan, when I am with you, I feel like I'm home. I have been looking for a long time for someone who gets me, and I think you are that person. They looked at each other's eyes. They felt a strong feeling between them. They knew that they liked each other a lot. She thought that no matter what happened next, she was ready to try to love again. The night was almost over. Jimin and Ryan walked towards Ryan's car. They saw the lights of the city shining above them. Thank you for this night. She felt very happy and emotional. I have not felt this happy for a long time. Jimin smiled, brushing a strand of hair from Ryan's face. You're welcome. I'm happy that I made you happy. Ryan, I know we just met again, but I feel like you are the one for me. She looked into Jimin's eyes and saw that he was honest and in love. Without hesitation, she leaned in. I feel the same way, Jimin. She said it close to his. I think we are meant to be together. They hugged each other under the stars. Ryan knew that this was the start of something new and good. They would be together and they would have love, fun, and hope. They would have a good future together. The air was thick with anticipation as Ryan arrived at Jimin's apartment building. She adjusted her new dress in the mirror one last time before stepping out of the elevator, her heart racing. A few days had passed since their dinner date, and now she was about to meet the most important person in Jimin's life, his daughter, Hannah. As she walked down the hall, she couldn't help but wonder what Hannah would be like. Would they get along? Would she like her? So many thoughts revolved in her mind as she raised her hand to knock on Jimin's door. Jimin opened the door looking handsome as ever. Hi Ryan, you look beautiful. He gestured for her to enter the apartment, and she stepped inside. The moment she did, of sounds her senses, the rhythmic clatter of pots and pans, the high-pitched giggles of children, and the distinct aroma of delicious food wafting through the air. Welcome to our little chaos, Jimin said with a grin. Come on in, dinner's almost ready. Ryan followed him into the kitchen, where she was greeted by a lively scene. Hannah, who appeared to be around 6 or 7 years old, was helping Jimin prepare a meal. Hi Ryan, she exclaimed, her cheeks flushed from, It's so nice to finally meet you. Hannah's excitement was, and Ryan could not help but smile warmly at her. As they chatted, she began to realize that this wasn't going to be same stiff, formal meeting with Jimin's daughter. It was going to be an adventure. In the weeks that followed, Ryan smoothly merged herself into Jimin and Hannah's daily life, becoming a beloved and frequent presence. Their weekends were now filled with shared adventures as they delved into their city's vivid tapestry, exploring its museums, playing in its parks, and carving indelible memories onto the canvas of their lives, moments to be treasured for future generations. One unusually sunny afternoon, the trio found themselves situated in nature, enjoying an informal picnic under the cover of towering trees. Hannah, her innocent interest flashing in her wide-eyed look, turned to Ryan and asked a question that danced on her lips. "Ryan?" she asked, her voice full of wonder and innocence. "Are you and Daddy like together?" Jimin's cheeks flushed with embarrassment, and his gaze flew quickly to Ryan, silently encouraging her to reply with the soft grace. Ryan, her smile an indicator of love and honesty, reached out to delicately hold Hannah's hand in her own. "Yes, Hannah dear," she said, her voice full of warmth and reassurance. "Your daddy and I are dating, and it fills my heart with incomparable happiness." Hannah's face lit up with a sparkling radiance, and her arms enveloped Ryan in a delighted embrace. "Yay, that's amazing! I'm very happy for both of you." As laughter broke out and playful conversation danced on the breeze, Ryan basked in the golden hour's radiance, certain that she had found her rightful place within Jimin and Hannah's tender embrace. An area filled with the sweet harmony of love, laughter, and the appealing promise of a shared future. With each step they took together through the beautiful length of the park, Ryan's heart swelled with thankfulness for the unexpected twist of fate that had woven their paths together, connecting their destinies in a fabric of love and togetherness. As time passed, the link between Ryan and Jimin deepened and became mesmerizing. They braved the storms and basked in the brightness of life's journey, sticking by each other through thick and thin. In the peaceful atmosphere of a nice evening, Ryan and Jimin found peace in each other's company while watching Hannah's favorite film. Jimin's stare sparkled with an unspoken question weighing heavily on his deepest feelings. Jimin sighed quietly and turned to Ryan, his eyes full of compassion and his voice vibrating with expectation. Ryan's heart skipped a beat as she met his stare, her own eyes reflecting his excitement. "Jimin, what is it?" Her voice, a delicate whisper, held the weight of her expectation, every nerve humming with passion. Jimin grabbed a little velvet box from his pocket, his fingers shaking with restless force as if the time had stopped. With a gentle move, he opened the box, revealing a stunning diamond ring, its brilliance only matched by the love in his eyes. "Ryan, will you marry me?" His voice, a melody of love and resonated around the room, filling it with undeniable warmth. Ryan got overwhelmed with emotion, and tears welled up in her eyes as she looked at the guy whose love had become the foundation of her universe. Without hesitation, she wrapped him in her arms, her heart humming with joy. "Yes, Jimin, yes, I will marry you," she said, reflecting her limitless love and devotion. In the beautiful embrace of their shared joy, they sealed their love with a knowing that this was only the start of their endless journey together, with each day serving as a chapter in their enchanting love story. Ryan and Jimin were very busy for the next few months. They had to plan their wedding. They wanted it to be perfect. Hannah helped them too. She was going to be the flower girl. She was very excited. The wedding day came. It was a sunny and beautiful day. Ryan and Jimin got married in a big and pretty church. Their friends and family were there to celebrate with them. They were very happy for them. Ryan wore a white dress and a veil. She looked like a princess. Jimin wore a black suit and a tie. He looked like a prince. Hannah wore a pink dress and she held a basket of flowers. She looked like an angel. Ryan walked down the aisle with her father. He gave her a and handed her to Jimin. Jimin took her hand and smiled. You look amazing, Ryan. I love you so much. Ryan smiled back and said, You look wonderful, Jimin. I love you more than anything. They said their vows to each other. They promised to love and respect each other forever. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may, the bride. Everyone clapped and cheered. Ryan and Jimin walked out of the church, holding hands. Hannah threw flowers in the air. Yay, Daddy and Ryan are married! They went to a big hall for the reception. There was a lot of food and music and dancing. Ryan and Jimin had their first dance as a married couple. They held each other close and swayed to the music. Ryan felt like she was in a dream. Jimin, this is the best day of my life. Thank you for making me so happy. Jimin, her forehead and said, Ryan, this is the best day of my life too. Thank you for being my wife. They looked at Hannah, who was dancing with her grandparents. She was laughing and having fun. She saw them and waved. I love you, Daddy and Mommy. They waved back and said, We love you too, Hannah. They hugged each other and smiled. They knew that they had found their happy ending. They knew that they had a bright future ahead of them. And they knew that they would always be together as a family.
이제 미안해하지마 알아 물을 더 내려놔야 할지를 그때의 나로 돌아가 Sweet life